Hey, welcome back to Cruising in Style with K and M, the show where we help couples and families get the most out of travel. I'm Mark, and along with my wife Kim, we're here every week with real tips, honest advice, and the kind of insider knowledge that only comes from people who actually love to cruise. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell so you never miss an episode. And if today's show helps you out, we'd love it if you'd give us a like and share it with a friend who loves to travel. It truly helps us grow. All right, let's get into it.
What if the best, most restful travel of your life involves unpacking exactly once?
Right. Just once.
Yeah, just once, while this multi-million-dollar floating sanctuary effortlessly transports you across the world. Because, what if the exhaustion we always associate with travel, like the endless packing, the frantic logistics, the constant planning, what if that just entirely disappeared?
It's a crazy thought, honestly.
It is. Welcome to the deep dive. If you're gearing up for a big trip and you're already dreading the logistics, we have a massive stack of research today that might just, change how you view vacationing altogether.
Oh, absolutely.
We are looking at everything from expedition guides and luxury yacht blueprints to personal travel diaries. And the mission today is to understand how the high-end cruising industry is fundamentally rewiring the concept of travel. They are essentially engineering out the stress.
They really are. I mean, it's a complete operational shift. For decades, we've basically been conditioned to accept that travel and rest are, conflicting ideas.
Totally. It's like an oxymoron.
Right. You either go on this intense, multi-city European adventure and come home literally needing a vacation just to recover from your vacation.
Oh, I've been there.
We all have.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you sit at a static beach resort for a week and you basically trade exploration for relaxation. But what the modern luxury cruise sector has done is they've weaponized high-end hospitality to merge those two concepts.
Weaponized hospitality, I like that.
Yeah, they're aggressively targeting the specific friction points of travel to just protect your peace of mind.
And to really grasp how they do that, we have to start with the psychology behind it, right? Because
Yeah.
there is this travel script in our sources from a couple named K and M, and they describe something they call the vanishing mental load. And when you stop to think about it, the mental load on a traditional land vacation is just immense.
Staggering. Every single day requires dozens of micro decisions.
Exactly. You are navigating unfamiliar transit systems. You're doing currency conversions in your head for a cup of coffee and trying to research a decent restaurant at 7 p.m. when you're already jet lagged.
Yeah, and that invisible baggage is exactly what drives decision fatigue. But what K&M realized is that a premium cruise flips that entire dynamic.
Right.
You board the ship, you unpack your suitcase one single time, and the physical environment around you just manages the logistics. The hotel itself is moving you through 8 different countries while you sleep.
Okay, let's unpack this, because planning a traditional multi-city vacation really does feel less like a holiday and more like, managing a supply chain logistics project.
That's a great way to put it.
But I have to look at the economics here, right? Because is the math actually in the cruiser's favor, or is this just incredibly clever marketing? I mean, when we talk about premium lines like Viking, Oceania, Regent, Celebrity, the upfront sticker price is steep. It can induce some serious sticker shock.
Oh, it absolutely can.
Okay.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, you really have to look at what you are actually purchasing.
Okay.
The luxury isn't strictly the Egyptian cotton sheets or the unlimited caviar, though, those are nice.
Sure.
You are purchasing cognitive relief. The math works because these premium lines bundle the cost of your time and your sanity into that upfront fare.
So you're basically prepaying to not have to make decisions later.
Precisely. Let's look at a comparable land vacation. You might be paying, say, $250 a night for a hotel.
Right, at least.
Add $150 for a nice dinner. Then factor in high-speed trains or flights between cities, the daily excursions, the taxi from the airport, tipping the bellhop at every single stop. It adds up remarkably fast.
Yeah, it really does.
But on a premium cruise, your fare covers the cabin, world-class specialty dining, premium beverages, entertainment, and often all the gratuities and excursions. You literally never pull out your wallet.
Wow. And that context makes K&M's personal story just resonate so much more. In their script, they describe sitting on a terrace in Oia on Santorini.
Right, beautiful spot.
Gorgeous. And they had taken this small tender boat to shore, wandered through the village, and sat down for a long lunch overlooking the caldera. And Kay noted that they had zero plans.
Nothing to do.
Nothing. Nowhere to rush off to, no train to catch, no hotel to check into. M just looked at Kay and said, this is what we've been working toward. And they weren't talking about Greece.
No, not at all.
They were talking about the profound luxury of being entirely present. Travel and rest, finally, together.
And that realization, that cognitive relief, is this highly profitable commodity. It has sent massive shockwaves through the broader hospitality industry.
Really? Like the land-based hotels?
Exactly. Traditional luxury hotels are looking at the data, realizing their wealthiest clients are fleeing to the sea, and they are aggressively adapting. They're literally putting their resorts on the water to capture this exact psychological market.
Which perfectly sets up this incredible face-off detailed in our sources between the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection and the upcoming Four Seasons yachts.
Right, the hotel giants taking to the sea.
Yeah. Ritz-Carlton already has ships in the water, like the Evrema and the Ilma, and they have taken the all-inclusive model to its absolute logical extreme. You're looking at a starting price of around $6,800 per cruise.
And that's with a staggering 1.5 to 1 staff-to-guest ratio.
That's crazy, and they cap the guests at $298.
Right, and everything, the dining, the beverages, the Wi-Fi is handled. It's a brilliantly executed translation of their land-based ethos.
So it's very much all-inclusive value.
Yes. They appeal to the traveler who wants the psychological comfort of knowing the entire bill is settled before they ever step foot on the gangway. But Four Seasons, they are taking a completely different and frankly disruptive approach.
Because they launch in January 2026, right?
Exactly. And they are pushing straight into ultra-luxury.
So what does this all mean for your wallet? Because, wait, looking at the specs, Four Seasons is charging $3,000 a night.
Per night, yes.
And it is completely a la carte. I mean, breakfast and some light snacks are included, but otherwise you are paying out of pocket for dinner, drinks, everything. Why would anyone choose a massive a la carte bill over Ritz-Carlton's all-inclusive model?
Well, this is the ultimate split in luxury philosophy. Ritz provides that proven excellence and convenience. Four Seasons is targeting the ultra-wealthy who demand bespoke, unbundled control.
Unbundled control.
Yeah. At a certain demographic level, guests actually resent the all-inclusive model.
Because they feel like they're, subsidizing everyone else?
Exactly. They want granular customization. If they want a highly rare vintage wine flown in, they want to pay for exactly that. They're paying a massive premium specifically so their experience is not bundled with the strangers.
That is fascinating. Oh, and I have to mention the physical specs of the Four Seasons yacht because they are wild. The starting suite size is 473 square feet.
Which is massive for a ship.
Huge, plus a 20-meter saltwater pool. But the craziest part is this industry-first transverse marina. What even is that?
So traditional cruise ship marinas are basically small fold-down platforms at the back where you can launch a kayak.
Like a little diving board.
Right.
Yep.
But the Four Seasons Transverse Marina spans the entire width of the ship, from port to starboard. The whole rear of the ship unfolds, basically turning into a massive multi-tiered floating beach club.
Wow. Right on the ocean.
Right on the Mediterranean. But while Ritz and Four Seasons battle over wealthy couples and families, the cruise industry has simultaneously woken up to the fact that they have been completely alienating another massive demographic.
The solo cruiser.
The solo traveler, yes.
Historically, it really used to seem like the cruise industry viewed solo travelers as stowaways that they accidentally let on board.
They really did.
You'd get penalized with those double single supplements, basically paying for a phantom second person. And you'd be shoved into cramped interior rooms with tiny beds. So is this sudden generosity towards solos just about filling empty rooms?
Well, what's fascinating here is that solo travelers are actually the fastest growing demographic in luxury cruising.
Really? The fastest?
Yeah. The industry realized they were ignoring millions of dollars by financially punishing this highly independent, wealthy group of explorers, people who value the safety and the engineered community of a small ship.
And the redesigns are amazing. Celebrity's Edge Class now offers these 184 square foot solo veranda staterooms.
Which is fantastic space for one person.
Oceania and AMA Waterways for river cruising are offering dedicated solo cabins or massive supplement reductions. And Ponin is just straight up waiving single supplements on over 100 voyages.
Right. By removing that financial penalty, they tap into a completely new market. But it's not just the rooms. Lines like Seabourn and Silversea are meticulously engineering social connection.
How so? Without making it weird.
It's
very subtle. They host dedicated solo welcome receptions, and the maitre d's actually curate shared tables at dinner so you never have to eat alone in a huge room unless you want to.
That's brilliant. So they remove the friction for couples and the penalties for solos. The natural next step is taking these floating sanctuaries to the absolute extremes, right?
The extremes of duration and geography?
Yes. Let's talk duration first. These world cruises are mind-blowing. We're talking epic 100 to 200-day voyages.
Where you never repeat a port.
Never. Regent Seven Seas has a 154-night cruise. It costs almost $95,000. You hit 47 UNESCO sites. Silver Sea has a 2027 Three Oceans cruise, hitting 80 ports in 35 countries.
And the perks for these long voyages are insane. Business class flights, hotel stays, and honestly, the best part, no laundry. They do it all for you.
Right, but here's where it gets really interesting, and I have to push back a bit. Spending 150 days on a ship, isn't there a huge risk of cabin fever? Even if it's a massive luxury suite. It's a fair point. But you have to reframe what the ship is. These aren't just cruises. They are floating base camps.
Base camps.
Yes. The luxury isn't just the thread count of the sheets. It's the access. The ship is a consistent, hyper-familiar sanctuary that anchors you while you experience intense daily external stimulation in different countries.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. And that perfectly transitions to the other extreme, geography. Because if you want intense external stimulation, you go to the White Continent, Antarctica.
The ultimate extreme.
But true luxury there requires very specific ships, right? With fewer than 200 guests.
Because of the regulations, yeah. Only 100 people are allowed ashore at once to protect the environment.
Right. So a megaship is useless if you actually want to step on the ice.
Exactly. You need specialized expedition ships.
And some of these specific amenities in our sources are just wild. Like the Magellan Explorer offers a fly cruise option to avoid the Drake Passage.
Which is huge because the Drake can be 2 days of brutal seasickness. You just fly over it and land right on the ice.
Amazing. Then there's the Ultramarine with dual helipads for flight seeing.
So you aren't just doing Zodiac landings among emperor penguins. You're getting a private helicopter drop-off. The ship is a launch pad.
The National Geographic Resolution has observation deck igloos for polar stargazing.
Oh, that's incredible.
And my favorite, Le Commandant Charcot. It has a hybrid electric engine for sustainability, meaning it can silently approach wildlife. And inside, you're eating at an Alain Ducasse restaurant before going to your 2-story duplex suite.
It's the ultimate contrast. Extreme ruggedness outside, extreme refinement inside.
Which naturally brings us to the ultimate symbol of high-end cruising. The personal butler.
Ah, yes. The butler dilemma.
The dilemma. Because whether you're navigating the Drake Passage or sailing for 150 days, you're probably going to get a butler. But what do you actually do with one?
It's a real issue for a lot of people. There's a great guide from Parade in our sources about the guilt of being pampered.
Yes. The internet suggestions for this are hilarious. People joke about appointing their butler as a pillow fort concierge or a Diet Coke sommelier, or treating them like Batman's Alfred to clean the cave.
Because modern professionals are so used to doing everything themselves, having someone dedicated to serving you feels awkward.
And the biggest debate is the unpacking service. Some people absolutely love handing over their keys, getting a cocktail, and coming back to a perfectly steamed wardrobe.
But others are horrified.
Horrified. One person literally said the idea of a stranger handling their underwear made them feel like, quote, I'd rather walk the plank.
Which is totally valid. You can just politely decline the unpacking. But if you only see them as someone who folds your clothes, you're missing out.
Right, because having a butler on a cruise feels a bit like being handed the keys to a Formula One car, but only driving it to the grocery store because you're too embarrassed to go fast. How does a listener actually maximize this without feeling wildly out of place?
You have to view them less as a servant and more as a luxury project manager.
Okay, a project manager.
Exactly. Their actual job is to ruthlessly eliminate the friction of vacationing. Waiting in lines, making calls, fetching tickets. They secure impossible dining reservations.
Or setting up balcony rituals like afternoon tea or morning OJ.
Right, or rebooking canceled excursions so you don't have to stand in line at guest services. They let you remain entirely in the moment.
And what about tipping etiquette? Because that's a common friction point.
The standard is $10 to $20 per person per day, handed over in a thank you note on the final night.
Good to know. So if you're listening to this and dreading your next trip, it's pretty clear that luxury cruising has evolved way beyond endless buffets and crowded pools.
Far beyond.
It is now a highly customized tool to protect your time, your mental energy, and your peace. Whether you are reconnecting with a spouse on a Ritz-Carlton yacht, exploring solo without a financial penalty, or staring down a penguin in Antarctica, the goal is total friction elimination.
And, if the ultimate goal of luxury cruising is to completely eliminate logistical friction and adapt to your every whim, from zero unpacking to personal project manager butlers, what if the future of travel isn't about choosing a destination at all?
What do you mean?
Well, imagine a near future where you simply board a completely modular, AI-powered floating habitat. You don't even book the itinerary.
Wait, really?
Really. Instead, the ship's systems read your biometric stress levels and your mood. It automatically adjusts the climate in your suite, routes the ship to sunnier or cooler remote waters based on what your body needs, and designs the perfect daily environment to heal and entertain you entirely on the fly.
That is wild.
It's no longer a vacation destination, it's an autonomous, floating life optimization pod.
The life optimization pod. That is an incredible final thought to ponder. The idea that the future of travel isn't just about where you go, but letting the ship figure out exactly what you need to heal. Something to think about next time you're stressed out planning a trip. Until next time, thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Quick word from Adventures by K and M. If today's episode got you thinking about your next cruise, we'd love to help you plan it. Kim and I are full-service travel advisors specializing in luxury cruises for couples. We handle everything, the research, the booking, the details. So all you have to do is show up and enjoy. And here's the best part. Our planning services are completely free to you. We're paid by the cruise lines, not by you. So if you're ready to start dreaming, head to adventuresbykandem.info or grab the link in the description to book a free discovery call. We'd love to help you plan something unforgettable.